Hola, muy buenas, bienvenidos a esta nueva edición de DevSecOps España. Eh, Presento a mi amigo aquí, Kfir. How, how is
Sí,
pronounced? Kfir.
Kfir, sí, Kfir.
Kfir, ahí. Ok, muy bien. Nos va a dar una charla sobre cómo hacer que los desarrolladores pues, se metan un poquito en el mundo del DevSecOps y, y vayan pues integrándose, ¿no? En todo esto, que es la idea de la filosofía. La charla va a estar en inglés. La hora es presentar en inglés porque se siente más cómodo en inglés el hombre, no lo forcemos al castellano. Cualquier pregunta, no importa, puede ser en inglés o en español, ¿vale? Welcome to everyone to this talk in Dexecon Spain. I'm going to speak now in English. Um, our friend Kfir going to present a talk about how to motivate the developers in the DevSecOps world, how to enter in this beautiful world. So, welcome, Kfir. You can ask in every question in English or Spanish. No worry, this talk will be in English. So, thank you so much. I will be in background. You can write me whatever you need. Okay. So go on.
Okay, thank you, Antonio, and the DevSecOps Spain community. Thank you all for joining this lecture. This lecture is about motivating the average developer to engage in DevSecOps. This lecture aims to inspire developers, software engineers, and DevSecOps professionals to embrace DevSecOps tools by demonstrating how vulnerabilities in their code can be easily exploited, highlighting the importance of integrating security into the development process. You know, technical talks can often feel too drawn out, packed with too much information. So I have simplified things by creating a brief, straightforward demo. It shows a common vulnerability and its solution in a way that is easy to grasp and including hands-on experience that all of us will code together. And I hope this will motivate you to explore more after this lecture. So let's start. So there is 5 steps for this lecture. The first one is the theoretical part. The second one is the demo. This is the fun stage. The third step is explanation. I will explain you what we did in the demo. The fourth is conclusions. And at the end, I will give you all some time to ask questions. So for this demonstration, in this lecture, I choose a Docker as an example from all of the DevSecOps. Who codes with Docker daily? There's someone here that codes with Docker. Antonio, can I see the chat? There's a chat here? No? Okay, so to whom who doesn't know what is a Docker, Docker is like a...
Private chat, sorry, private chat, no, but what do you need?
Okay. No, just I ask a question.
No,
Who
for
codes with
question,
Docker?
I got here the chat of YouTube, so don't
Okay,
worry.
never mind. I will continue. So to whom who doesn't know what is Docker? Docker is like a virtual box for programs, letting you them pack up and carry them anywhere easily. I'm sure to whom who doesn't code with Docker will in the future will code with Docker. For example, I use a lot of Docker in my projects, and the popularity of Docker increases. Uh, Docker has vulnerabilities like any software. I chose an example of gaining root user access to demonstrate a vulnerability that it's easy to exploit and easy to protect from. Root privileges in a Docker contains refer to the highest level of access and control within the container environment, allowing users to perform actions such as installing software, modifying system configuration, and accessing sensitive files and directories, gaining administrative permission on the traditional operate. So when you release your image in Docker Hub or share it anywhere, you won't be exposed to that vulnerability that I will show you. So why gaining in a Docker container root privilege is not good. Privilege escalation. Running container as a root user may provide a path for privilege escalation. If an attacker can exploit a vulnerability within the container, they may be able to escalate their privilege and gain control of the host system. Increased attack surface, allowing a Docker container to run as a root user increases the potential attack surface. If an attacker gains control of the container with root privilege, they may have more options to exploit vulnerabilities in the host system. The third one, which remember for our demo, file system access. Root access within a container means unrestricted access to the file system. This could lead to modification or deletion that we will see of critical system files, potentially cause data loss. Fourth, user namespace isolation. Docker container leverage user namespace to provide some level of isolation between the containers and the host system users. Running container as a non-root user ensures that even if an attacker gains access to the container, they won't automatically have a root user access of the host. And the last one, which OWASP insists include in their guidelines, security best practices. Following security best practices is essential to minimize potential vulnerabilities. Running containers with the least privilege necessary is a fundamental principle in container security. By using a non-root user, you basically implement the principle of least privilege, limiting the potential impact of security breaches. So the next slide. So I chose on purpose the thickest, the smallest example of Docker image, so you can all see the vulnerability and understand more. And this is also related to the vast majority of Docker images. As you see in the image from the left, the negative example, with a non-root user in the Docker file, you have included the user's instruction, the third line, such as user my user, to switch to a less privileged identity. Without it, the default is running as a root. This code snippet illustrate how to set and manage user permission within a Docker image promoting security and minimizing use of elevated privilege. So now I will share with you my GitHub gist. So both of us, all of us can, this gist, all of us can code together. I will share with you in the YouTube chat. This is the only option I have. So I'm sending now in the chat in YouTube the GitHub gist that I prepared in advance. I will share with you my entire screen. So just a second. Antonio, can you add my new screen to the, yep. So this is the GitHub gist that I share with you in the YouTube chat. For that demo, I need you that to ensure that Docker is installed on your machine. You can just use the command docker -- version to verify it. If not, you can use the alternatively the Docker lab environment on the browser. So I leave it in the here in the GitHub gist. Below that, you have two Docker files, one negative and one positive. Please copy paste them and create new Docker file in separate directories, like I did, two Docker files from in separate directories. I will wait a couple of seconds so you all can follow me doing this demo. So as I explained you, in the left we have the negative example, and in the right we have the positive example. So now let's build those two images by running the first command. I hope that you're doing this with me. Great, so we build my negative Docker image. Now we build the positive one. Now the second step is to run it and enter the Docker containers shell. So I hope you managed to get so far to this step, to the inside of the containers shell. I will clear my screen and let's start with the positive one. If you remember in my previous slide, I talked about sensitive file. So we will write to this sensitive file that I will explain you later, etc password. This is a sensitive file that you can see what it contains. Now, if I will echo test, you can follow me this third step to this sensitive file. Let's see if we manage to echo it. Yes, you see, I echo test and it appears here. Now let's try to echo test in the negative containers shell. Let's see what we will have. You see, so we got a permission denied. Now let's talk about what we done together with this little demo. I will share with you again my slides, a couple of seconds. Antonio, can I share my screen? Yep, so I post the GitHub gist.
No. Share it again. Share it again because no in backstage.
No, it doesn't allow me to share again. Just a second. I will refresh my screen just because I'm trying to
Okay.
show. Yep, I return. I hope that now it will works. Yeah.
Someone is asking the URL of
Okay,
the
I will.
GitHub.
Yeah, so I will send it again in the YouTube chat. I send it. This is the GitHub gist.
Okay, now it's sharing. Okay.
Okay, great. Great. So if you remember that we write to ATC password file, and I promise you to explanation why this is dangerous to write to it. So the file that the etc password file inside the Docker container is this is a standard system file that stores user account information that I show you with the cat command. It is commonly used in the Unix-like operating system, including Linux. Each line of the file represents a user account, contains various pieces of information of the user. So basically, this splits to 4 dots. A user privilege escalation. If a non-root user can write to the etc password file, they may be able to manipulate the entities within it. This could include modifying the user ID or the group ID of existing user, potentially allowing the root user to escalate the privilege. User identity spoofing, this is the second dot, by modifying etc password file. A root user may be able to gain unauthorized access to resource associated with those users. This could lead to security breaches and unauthorized access. The third dot is system integrity. The etc password file is crucial for functioning of the system. Actually, before this lecture, I tried to manipulate this file and my Docker container crashed, so this is very dangerous. If it contents are tampered with, it could result in system instability, errors, or disruptions, like happened to me an hour ago. And the fourth one, container escape. If this manipulation occurs within a containerized environment, it might be used as a part of larger attack to escape the container and gain unauthorized access of the host system. So in simple terms, you all found a vulnerability in a Docker container that could be exploited. Hopefully now we understand better what this means. Basically what I try to do here is that a lot of DevOps security are giving you guides how to install their tools and how to find vulnerabilities in their tools, but I want to give you a look of the opposite side before a security breaches alert. I, for example, tested those two images across 6 different popular static analysis security tools, and all of them detect these security breaches, like we saw in the positive example. So I suggest using those tools in your development process. They offer a lot of useful information and guidelines and how to install their tools, and some of the tools are even offer great free subscription for the tool. Also, it's important to integrate DevSecOps tools in the software project, and I encourage you to read security blogs about the technology that you used in your software project and using good design patterns. So, any questions? I will look. The list of tools. I on purpose didn't mention the names of the tools, but this is the 6 most popular and static analysis security tools. So this is very, very easy to identify by just install those tools. Thank you for Martin. Yes. I answered the question of Martin. If I will supply the list of those tools. Yes.
Um,
Any more
when you
questions?
can when you can share your the GitHub. Well, for me, about well, let Martin let Martin.
Okay. So Martin asked, what are the best online resources we should check regularly to see what vulnerabilities are appearing? So first of all, I will use the OWASP and CIS guidelines. I will share with you them, share with you all, and highlight.
I know that, for example, this benchmark have some checking that we let me this benchmark for Docker. I think so.
I think that most of
Yes, this
the
Docker benchmark. I'm gonna
yes,
share the. For example,
mm,
we can check regularly some updates there.
I will leave after
And,
it in my GitHub gist in the comments. I have 3 links for the CIS and OWASP guidelines. So
always have to some guideline for Dockers.
yeah,
Hmm.
basically, yeah, mm, all of the popular static analysis code have this feature to detect those breaches inside of the Docker images.
In your day to day,
Yeah,
commonly you are checking this manually or use some tools for it.
um, now I'm checking it manually, just running
Okay.
every time a command for a tool to check it. But I hope soon that I will automate this pre-commit, so before I commit it and push it to my branch to the remote repo, it will check it automatically and it will block me if there is any vulnerabilities or will suggest any improvements. Yes, all of them are really, really easy to implement. All of these tools, they are just 3 or 4 minutes to install. And I just want to give you, like I mentioned, the opposite side and give you really, really small example to show you can test and have a hands-on experience. And so it will encourage you to read about those tools after it. Yes. So if you don't have any more question, so you can find me
The
in those.
no, I got more question.
Ah, okay, okay, go ahead. Yeah,
No, don't worry. You
yeah,
can pass the slide, but I want to talk a little bit. Um,
yeah, yeah. Sure.
this I think so. No, this apply with Docker, and when do use orchestrator, you are checking to this kind of security stuff.
Well, I'm just pivot from a security researcher to software security engineer. So I didn't code, I didn't develop yet orchestrator. I can tell you on the Docker container,
Mm.
the Docker compose level that those security measurement are works in the orchestrator. I believe yes,
You're
but
not
I
deploying.
don't want to.
You're not
No,
deploying
not
application. No, okay.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay. No, but because my next question it will be that if you are when you're deploy you are making tests after the deploying and with Docker Compose and all of this. But okay, cool, cool.
Right. Yes, and actually you can check a lot of open source that include a Docker file, and you all can see that they are running uh, the user ad running command. So they implement this measurement. You can just search on it on GitHub. So this is also very nice. So we have more questions, Antonio, or anyone else in the
Uh,
chat? I know
no,
that you, Antonio,
something.
giving.
Uh,
No, I know that you are giving lectures about security in Kubernetes and Docker. Am I right?
yes. You follow me. You follow me about that. Yes. Yes,
Yes.
no, well, it's very important. It's very important this lecture because you attack the important points about container, the security when we deploy because you said I'm more in the deploy side in the deployment
Mm-hmm.
stage. So when the developers come uh, with their Docker files or Kubernetes manifest, uh, don't care about the security, and you and with this talk you focus on that, no, on the first level for me because the first level is Docker and the next level is secure your pods, your deployments, and even the
Mm-hmm.
other level is secure your platform as well. So securing Docker container is a must be. Is a must be
Mm-hmm.
because um, normally, normally not is usually we are deploying vulnerable um, container. Maybe your application is not vulnerable, but your Docker, your container is vulnerable. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
the first thing when we trying to deploy a containerized uh, tool, a containerized application. Sorry, the first step is checking this kind of security stuff. So I like too much. The third thing is when you're at the application user, for example. The other
Mm-hmm.
things that I recommend is checking the version. The problem is when we working when we working in a high level in software engineering, the
Mm-hmm.
problem is the compatibility. Always is the compatibility. So sometimes the developers develop an application for a specific version of I don't know Golang or Python, you know. So
Yeah.
uh, these specific versions uh, no have vulnerability detected yet, but in the future we will have. When we think in containerized application, we must think that this application is running under under a specific version of operating system with a specific version of tools.
Yeah.
So we must aware about that. When we're talking about container security, we must aware about uh, secure the operating system, must be in the latest version, the tools, for example, SSH. SSH is a by default tool in every OS. So you can find some vulnerabilities for SSH, and you have patched it when you're working in security, software engineering security. You have patched always this kind this kind of tools. I'm trying to, and you have trying to maintain the compatibility with your application. It's a tough work, literally.
Yes. Yes, yes, it's your headache. Yes.
And this is the first level. It's just container. When we pass to the other level, is other things. In Kubernetes, it's wow. In Kubernetes, we must aware about other things, network policies, for example, or ingress, security in the ingress controllers. We must aware with more stuff.
Yes, totally agree. And in the GitHub gist, because the YouTube doesn't allow me to share a lot of characters in the chat, so I put in the GitHub gist in the comments 3 links to the guidelines of SIS and OWASP.
In the comments,
Yes, yes, in the gist, in the GitHub gist. Yes.
I don't see the comment yet. You
Maybe
give me the link. Let me try to copy and paste here.
in the refresh the GitHub gist that I shared in the YouTube chat. Yes.
I don't see it, eh?
Yes, yes, refresh it. I suppose you need to refresh it. Yes, the GitHub gist, not the YouTube. Inside of the GitHub gist.
Okay.
I don't know why it doesn't allow me to write more than 25 characters in the chat. I don't know.
25.
Yes.
I can, eh? If you want, yeah, send to me the link and I
Okay.
post it here.
Okay.
Send to me via LinkedIn. It's more fast for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sent you.
I will copy it. What is? Yes, this allow me.
Yeah.
Ah, separate into. If no any other
Yes.
question, you can provide us with some recommendations, something.
Yes. So you can find me in those social networks. Also, I publish blogs in Spanish to contribute to the community. And thank you again,
Send the
Antonio,
link of
for
your blog.
of my blog. This is just
Yeah,
Kfir dash
it's
G on
Medium, no?
Medium.
Medium blog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I posted blogs in Spanish there that talks about DevSecOps. And that's it. I hope you
I'm
enjoyed.
going. I'm going copy here.
I will.
It's very
I will.
important, man. There is
Yeah,
your blog.
you're right. Yes, you're right.
Please follow this guy everywhere. Yes, your blog
Ah,
is very cool. It's important for the community.
yes, thank you. Yes.
Well, bye to everyone. Thank you so much for watching this talk. Thank you so much to you, Kefir. I would like invite you to repeat other things, other important things. Do you find or do you want to share with the community? Is good,
Mhm.
and invite to everyone to share with us uh, some idea or some project that is working on it. We don't care. We are open. We don't care the language. Well, we don't. We just yes, we care. We care just English and Spanish, please, because I can understand other languages. So everyone is invited to talk in these two languages.
Yes.
So
So thank you all joining
bye.
this lecture and see you in the next meeting. Yeah.